object to the current 60-day moratorium and any future moratoriums. You don't represent me with this position. In fact, I'm disgusted with the council in this recent move. It's clear to me that you support the false narrative that fossil fuels are trashing the planet. It's clear that this council supports the war on fossil fuels that the Obama administration promotes. Well, I tell you, the science does not support your opinion. Man's contribution on climate change is unknown. Yet you're willing to cripple our existing industries in the future of the cherry pulling industrial area because you find that it's hysteria. Climate change is happening, but it's driven by Mother Nature. You remember about 10,000 years ago was the last ice age that came through this territory right here, as according to Dr. Easterbrook, retired professor at Western. I happen to like the climate change that's happened since the last ice age. You know, I happen to love fossil fuels. When I drive by Grandview Road and get a smell of hydrocarbons off that wastewater plant, I think, thank God for fossil fuels right there. When I'm stuck in train tracks waiting for the coal train to pass, I say, thank God for fossil fuels right there. Fossil fuels have done more to improve the human condition than any other industry. By promoting the most abundant, affordable, reliable energy in the world, the fossil fuel industry makes every other industry more productive. We're pretty proud of the berry industry in Whatcom County, right? It's the top producer in North America. It wouldn't happen if it wasn't fossil fuels. Pretty proud also of this county being a top milk producer in the U.S. It wouldn't happen without fossil fuels. You know, the notion that milking 1,500, 1,000, even 500 cows a day on a single farm would not happen without fossil fuels. It only happens, it's only thanks to the cheap, plentiful, reliable energy that we live in an environment where the air we breathe and the water we drink, the food we eat doesn't make us sick, and we can cope with the often hostile climate of Mother Nature. Energy is what we need to build sturdy homes, purify water, produce huge amounts of fresh food, generate heat and air conditioning, irrigate deserts, build hospitals, manufacture pharmaceuticals, and the list goes on. Mr. Sadu, you know, he said last month that we ought to be considering renewables,
30 seconds,
wind
please.
and solar, implying that that's the future. I mean, it says who? Right there. It's not the role of government to pick the winners and losers. Let the free market forces decide that. I don't want government to tell me I need to pay for wind and solar at 3 to 4 times the cost of current energy right here. He also reminded us that BP's motto a few years back was beyond petroleum. I do remember that. But do you also remember that BP in their full spread about 5 years ago, Wall Street Journal said, we're pulling back from solar. The technology wasn't there to make it economical. They stated to their shareholders that they were a hydrocarbon company and they were going to continue in that direction. I want local industries freed up to grow and make the economic decisions, the best choices for their business. If that means exporting, then so be it. I say no to the moratorium. I say yes to industrial development in the Cherry Point area. I say yes to another dock. I say yes to fossil fuel development. Thank you for listening.